Hello, everyone. Joanna here, leader by faith. Happy Thankful Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscription button, that subscribe button, and hit the bell so you can get notified when I upload new videos, which is usually once the 3 times a month, give or take. And always leave comments, like, share. I love comments. I really, really do. Whether I agree or disagree with them, please do comment on my videos. That's how I grow. That's how I will help other people that might not be on the level of my level and your level of understanding the grace of God. Before we go in, today's title is He Fills in the Blanks. Thanks to my friend that helped me with, figuring out my next title to my next video. Now, before we go in deeper, though, I want to remind you guys of the 3 things. Remember that you're better than the devil. You're unconditionally loved, and you're saved by grace protection. You're better than the devil because the devil sat right next to God, and he decided that he wanted to overpower God and be more like God by being God. Whereas we never seen God, we have to walk by faith and believe that God gave his only begotten son to Mary that was a virgin, and believe that they have that power, to help us in life, to overcome and conquer anything. But if we put him first, we'll be good, right? You're unconditionally loved because, I say this again, I'm not giving up neither one of my kids, son or daughter. I am not giving up my kids for everyone else's sin. I'm sorry. I cannot see myself doing that. I give my kids to the Lord every single night through prayer and let him know, these are your kids. I'm borrowing them. I'm hoping that I can do the justice that you need me to do. However, you're unconditionally loved because he gave up his only son. Even though we are all his children, he purposely made, Jesus human. Like, this is a son, everybody else was made out of, dirt, and he blew life into them. Now, you are saved by grace protection because grace is Jesus. Jesus is love. Jesus died on the cross for all of our sins, no matter how big the sin is, or no matter how many times you keep going, you continue to make the same sin. I want people to understand you can't have one of those 3 things that I remind you guys of without having the other 2. You have to understand that you're better than the devil because you're unconditionally loved, because you're protected by the grace that Jesus provided to us. The devil, I got this, right? Satan has thousands of years of experience in destroying people, where I can only rely on God and not myself to defeat him. If we continue to allow ourselves to try to handle every single thing in life, we're going to fall short, you guys. We fall short because we are human. We fall short because we are in the flesh. That is part of being human. We're in the flesh. Therefore, we have tendencies, that Jesus had, but he aced them things. He mastered it to the point where there was no other God and no other Jesus. There was no other Jesus after him. I was attending this prayer line, right? And they spoke about how many, let me make sure I say this correctly. I don't want to say this incorrectly. How many Adams were there, right? Now, I didn't know the answer, whether it was 1, 2, or 3. Now I do, right? Just FYI, it's 2. And the first one was the original Adam. He failed. He failed because even though it was Eve that went and listened to the snake to tell her, the serpent to tell her, did he say you can't eat out of this one? Did he tell you why it is that he doesn't want you to eat out of this particular garden, And her little weak behind, want to be, it's not even weak, right? But it is weak because we're weak, in the flesh. We're weak in the flesh. Her flesh took over, and what she wanted to do was she wanted to know. She wanted to know more than God wanted us to know, and that is our problem. We always want answers. We need answers. Well, how is this going to work out? Well, how is this going to be paid? Well, how is this going to be fixed? At the end of the day, he fills in all of the blanks, period. How am I going to keep my job if I don't wake up, God, if I keep going with this disease? But yet your job is still rooting for you. Your coworkers is still going, every single day out their way to text you to make sure that you're okay, send you food, send you flowers, and to pray for you. He's filling in the blanks. You're a single mom and your kids keep on acting out and you don't understand because at the end of the day, you were never in a stable home. So how do you fix this? How do I get the answers to this? I'm praying, I'm reading the Bible, I'm throwing out scriptures, I'm yelling, I'm doing all the above in the worldly, biblical scripture way, in the worldly way, and nothing is working, nothing at all. However, your kids are healthy, your kids are learning, your kids are great kids. All you got to remember is he's filling the blanks. I got a job. I'm grateful for my job. It's full-time. It pays way more than minimum wage. But how do I maintain my bills? I don't make enough and I can't afford to get a daggone part-time job because I got nobody to watch the kids. And then my part-time job would basically be paying the daggone babysitter. How do I make this work? We're always needing answers, not realizing that he's filling the blanks. You never got your electric cut off. You've never been to court for an eviction notice, but yet you've been at the same job with the same bills for over 5 years. How do you make it work? It's not you. It's not me. It's not us. It's God. He's filling in the blanks. How does he do it? Ain't none of your business. That's what's wrong with us. We got to learn to understand, to pick up what's ours, go with it. It's just the same thing as Pastor Mike Ty uses this example, and I'm going to steal it for today, right? We trust so many other people in this world without realizing that we're trusting them, right? Now, he uses a chair. I'm going to use the car, actually, so I guess I'm not stealing it all the way, right? But who are we trusting when we go buy a car off the lot, right? It's 2020 right now. So you go buy a 2020 car. It should be nothing wrong with it. Even though we know there's a possibility of recalls, right? But we're trusting that we're going to get ourselves in that car. We're going to lock our kids' car seats in there, right? And we're going to go ahead and drive the car. And we're Gucci. We're good. Who are you trusting is actually the manufacturer of that car. It's not God. You probably didn't even pray before you went and got the car. And you probably didn't even pray or even said thank you when you got the car. Because you think that you did it all. But at the same time, mind you, you can't even keep up with your bills just through the houseman working above minimum wage. But you're doing it by the grace of God. Jesus protects us, you guys. He fills in all of the blanks. Job is one of the people, right, that actually suffered in the Bible without, he had no reason to suffer, period, right? He suffered unrighteously, I guess is the proper word and proper way to say it. However, David and Moses and all of them, right, suffered righteously. David suffered based off of what he did wrong. Job suffered based off of what God is trying to show and prove to them out there and let them know, I am the way. I am the beginning, the end. I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am the creator. Check this out. Make sure I'm reading this correctly. Nothing happens that he does not have control over. So if you lose your job, understand he got you covered. He's filling in the blanks, man. He needs you to step away from that job because that job withdrew you away from him. You used to pray every single day. You used to wake up to pray, to worship, to exercise your body while you're listening to gospel music. Now you're working all of a sudden, you're back to cursing, you're back to drinking, you're back to smoking, you're back to hanging out with the wrong people, you're back to clubbing. Hello. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to withdraw things from you because at the end of the day, you're not giving him the glory out of the little things that he's placed in front of you. He said, here you go. There's this job that pays you more than all the other jobs you ever had combined together. Here is this landlord that sees you thriving and driving, for better and your ambition is great, right? And he's helping you out. He's not putting, late fees. He's not asking you and demanding you and putting, ignorant notices on your door. God is filling in the blanks, you guys. He gave you a car that you paid, that's paid off, you know, and even though it might not look the best, but guess what? It's getting you from point A to point B. In the summertime, the AC works. In the wintertime, the heat works. The 4 tires are still on there. The ignition is working. The exhaust is working. All of the things that car needs, it's like he sends an angel, and the angel just lays all over the whole entire engine in the top of the car, and he protects the car for you. Let somebody see that car. They'll be like, how is this car driving? He fills in the blanks, you guys. You're about to take a test and you have no idea how you're going to grasp this, going to get this A or this B or even the minimum C that you need. Because even though you study, your mind is all over the place with everything else in the world. But yet you pass the test. He fills in the blanks, you guys. You guys got to understand. God filling of the blanks is every little thing in life. You fall short on not washing your clothes the same day. You fall short on forgetting to make the bank deposit, and you know that bank, that check that you wrote should have been cleared today, and in fact it cleared tomorrow, giving you enough time to put in the money in the bank so you won't get hit with overdraft fees or even return check fees. He fills in the blanks, but yet we so busy in life doing so many things and thinking that we're in control that we miss how many blanks he has filled in just one day. And there's 365 days a year. You got to understand that you are loved. You're unconditionally loved, so unconditional that it doesn't matter how many times you fall short. It doesn't matter how many times you forget the prayer. It doesn't matter how many times you wake up and the first thing you do is go to social media rather than just saying, God, thank you for this day. Let me be led by your spirit, God. Give me the eyes, the ears, and the mouth to speak, hear, and listen and see things in the way you need me to see them, God. Make me more like you. That is my best prayer, you guys. You guys have no idea. And every day, sometimes I forget when things happen and don't go my way or don't go as my OCD, my to-do list goes by. Sometimes I just go out and I forget the path I'm trying to walk in. And guess what? He still fills in the blanks. That person understands, and he'll have that person turn around and say, it's okay, baby. We're going to make it work. And then I get this calm in me and just, you know what, God, thank you so much. It's giving me a ball. Because I keep on telling you, I'm speaking to myself, but I'm trying to tell you guys, right, that if he can do it for me, you know, some of you guys that are watching me know my past, but then some of you guys just have heard rumors that some are true and some are not, And I'm still battling so many spiritual battles, but I'm learning still every day that he fills in my blanks, man. I'm not in control of anything. Nothing whatsoever. Not in control of the zeros I got in my bank account. There is a number in front of those zeros, by the way. I'm not saying like zeros, I got no money, right? I'm not in control of the grades that I'm getting. I'm not in control of that GPA that I'm trying to keep up with, I'm not in control of anything, but what I am in control of is just making sure, when he does wake me up, I give myself to him first, because he's the one that makes the difference in my life, because he's the one that makes everything complete. It's not no guy. It's not no gift. It's not no special, just because, flowers. It's none of those. It's the fact that when I wake up, my heart and my mouth automatically just wants to say, thank you, Jesus. Before my feet hit the ground, I just wake up and put the Bible on and just listen to it. Or the spiritual meditation app that I have, and it's called Abide, and I'll put it on there, and you try it for 7 days for free, and it's phenomenal. And then after that, it's just $40 a year. That's not even $1 a month. Hold on, it is, right? Jesus, man. Then you wonder, how am I? Okay, so it's not even $5 a month. Sorry, that's horrible. Don't worry, I'm passing my math classes, okay? I can do basic math. Sometimes we need a calculator. However, just remember he fills in the blanks. Period. He fills in the blank. How many times did you almost hit somebody because all you did was look back to your kids? You're not even on electronics. You're not speeding. You're not going against any law of driving, traffic laws. But all you did was look back to your child that's doing something or needs you to do something or whatever the case may be, right? And then out of nowhere, you was just looking forward, and this person just out of nowhere comes out. He fills in the blanks. He paused. He made this person's legs work a little bit faster, made you turn around and hit them brakes just in enough time. His angels was on that brakes. Ching! And guess what? You didn't hit the person. How about the car in front of you? Or how about when you almost hit an animal? They're just like humans. You guys, you got to understand, man, the blanks comes with every single thing. How about in a relationship, in a marriage, we focus so much on, you're not doing this. Well, I'm not doing this because you're not doing that. I told you guys before, God doesn't do for us because we do for him. God does for us because he unconditionally loves us. God does for us because the grace of Jesus, he died on the cross and he said, this is for you, my brothers and sisters. Remember, God is the Father. God is the Father of all of us. It don't matter if you black, blue, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Jamaican. Hey, it don't matter where you from or who you are. God is your Father. It don't matter what religion you're following. You're following a God. He's the Father. And there's only one of them. Period. And he's everything. And he's everywhere. So if you want to be Muslim, just understand, right, that Allah, whatever it's called, right? Oh, that God, and no disrespect to you guys. I'm not Muslim, but no disrespect to you guys, right? I don't know how to pronounce your God's name, right? But that's the God you're following. My God is just simple God, right? But my God is the same as your God. Whether you got, something that's covering up half of your face, whether you walk around half naked, it don't matter. At the end of the day, we serve one God. Period. Religion is man-made. Religion was it's controlling. That's what religion is. Religion does not fill in the blanks. God does. Jesus fills in the blanks by dying on that cross and said, it is finished. God still speaks to storms through us. We have the healing power in our hands. We have life or death coming, flowing out of our mouth. And all we do is complain. All we do is talk about the negative things instead of having a conversation about how great God is. How about all the great times that we've had together? Why do we have to sit here and dwell on what you're doing, what you did, what you didn't do, with the pointing the fingers? This is how I was raised. You point one finger and guess what? You got three pointing back to you. Who's worse? The 3 fingers or the 1 finger that you got pointing back? The 6 fingers or the 2 fingers you got pointing back? At the end of the day, 3 is more than 1. So you got more flaws than the person that you're judging, but you so caught up in judging that person that you don't see how he's covering all of your fall shorts and theirs. Because that's what it's called. You mess up. You just falling short. You're human. You fall short. People mess up all the time. That's why we got recalls on cars. I tell you another thing, right? We have a lot of words without knowledge and a lot of raising of hands without true worship. We all go, I don't step a foot in the church any longer until God directs me to a church that I feel it in my bones. Like I am eager to wake up, like I'm eager to wake up to listen to the God on my Bible on my phone, right? Because sometimes I don't want to get up out of my bed, and pick up neither one of my Bibles. And this is just 2 out of, the many that I have. I just want, to listen to it while I'm resting. And then guess what? I think it's a scientific proven fact what you listen to when you go to sleep. That's why they say play meditating music or slow music or educational music, right? To children while they're sleeping, because it helps them build their brains, for them to be more educated and understand things and develop more properly in the long run. Maybe it's in that terms or maybe it's not, right? But I believe you guys understand what I'm getting at, right? Now, Job was the only one, that even though God made sure that no matter how many times he falls short, God had him, right? However, it was still hard for Job to understand that's what God was doing, right? So we're going to go to Job. Now I'm going to read it from the Amplified Bible, then from my study Bible, right? So we're going to go to Job 1. We're going to go to Job 1. Sorry, let me bring my Bibles over here on this side. So Job 1, chapter 1, verse 20 through 22. Then Job arose and rent his robe and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked without possessions came I into this world from my mother's womb, and naked without possessions shall I depart. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed, praise, and magnify and worship be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not nor charged God foolishly. What this means, right, is so Job felt, right, I don't deserve this. And we say this all the time. I don't deserve to be treated like this. I don't deserve for you to do this. I don't deserve this. I'm a good woman. I'm a good man. I'm a good mother. I'm a good this. I'm a good that. At the end of the day, we don't deserve anything we get. But he fills in the blanks to everything that we fall short of, that we miss the fact that without any possessions, we came in this world. When you came out of your mother's womb, the only possession that you owned was that tube. And guess what? The umbilical cord, should I say? And they snipped that thing right off. So what possession do you have? Because that possession wasn't even yours. It was actually hers, your mother's. And then the one that she came out of wasn't hers. It was her mother's. And so on and so on, right? So the way that we come in this world is the way we need to understand how to live every single day. Because everything that we own, that we think we own, is not ours. These clothes aren't mine. Because if it wasn't by the grace of God giving me a job, guess what? I wouldn't be able to come to afford these clothes, whether they were $1, whether they were $100, right? For me to put them on me. They belong to God. If it wasn't for God giving me the eggs that I need to carry, 2 healthy kids, I wouldn't be a mother. Therefore, those kids aren't mine. They're God's. If it wasn't by the grace of God and Jesus for protecting who I am, right, and having people praying over me, I probably could have been in jail, dead, or miserable out of my mind. But at the same time, every single little thing that I have fallen short on, whether it was done unto me or I done it to myself, or I just didn't understand because I was immature about it, right? God filled in the blanks. He filled in the blanks to where he always made sure there was somebody in front of me that was leading me in the right direction, even though there was somebody next to me trying to pull me in the wrong direction. He made sure there was somebody in this world that just prayed for people such as myself without even knowing who I was, without even knowing I need that prayer. I have a friend, the same friend that actually gave me the title gave me the idea, because he didn't say make this, your title, but he gave me the idea of he fills in the blanks, right? Title. He says the devil got no, and he said it like no authority over you. Like, as much as I pray for you, like the devil, he basically just should give up. But the devil's not going to give up, because the more my friend is praying for me, is the more the devil's going to keep on attacking me. And the way he keeps on attacking me is through my mind, through my thoughts, through the things that he knows, like I need to keep this, I need to keep that. Like, even though I got faith that I'm good, even though I not now only am just understanding that he fills in the blanks, I always understood God got me. I just never put it in the terminology of he fills in the blanks, right? And he also goes through my kids, because at the end of the day, I need my kids to be better than me. I say that all the time. I don't need you to make the same mistakes I made when I was growing up. I need you to be better than me. I made those mistakes because I didn't have nobody directing me. But at the same time, I did, because he already had filled in them blanks. He was right there through the whole entire time. Now, if we read it in my study Bible, right, it says, now this is Isaiah, which is the next one we're going to read, right? It says, then Job tore his robe and shaved his head, and he fell to the ground and worshipped, and he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job did not sin nor charge God with wrong. We so quick to be like, well, God, why'd you do this? Well, God, why did you do that? Sometimes, right, and I believe it's in this book that I'm reading, right? Sometimes, right, it says, sometimes we can be so correct, right, but yet so wrong. And we can be so correct because what we're doing is, right, it says we're actually doing the correct way of this is right and that is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But in the biblical way, right, is what makes you wrong. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be more like God. We're supposed to be more like Jesus. Jesus was the second Adam, you guys. Jesus was the one that actually said, was the actual one that did not fail being human. So when we make the saying, it's just like all men are the same. Up, what goes down must come up. Wrong answer. And I still say it, and I still like, because it takes time for us to rebuild our vocabulary, rebuild the way to train our minds, the way we should be and the way we should be thinking, et cetera, right? So if Jesus was human, Jesus was tempted. He was a virgin, I believe. Like he wouldn't die. He was born a virgin. He died a virgin. Baby, never got to married or anything of the above, right? Didn't have the only legacy that he had left was, us, his brothers and sisters. Wasn't like this is his son. And until this day, we can go back to, Jonah, is actual, Jesus' grandson, great grandson. And Jonah now has, Nathan, and Nathan is, nah, we can't do that because Jesus didn't have no kids. So if Jesus could be tempted the same way we were tempted through the human flesh, because he was human, you guys. He was born out of Mary, like in her belly the same way we were born. You feel me? Like he didn't get life blown into him. At the end of the day, he's human just like us. So if he passed all the tests, why can't we? Oh, it's because the devil is more and more and more. He's hunting us. He's hunting us more and more than you can ever think of. And it's because he knows that you are a child of God. He wants you to fail. But Jesus said, if I can do it, you can do it. My grace is significant enough for you to prosper through anything that you need to overcome. My thoughts, God said, my thoughts are nothing like your thoughts, says the Lord. And my ways are far beyond anything you can imagine. For just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways. And my thoughts higher than your thoughts. And that is in Isaiah 55:89. Now, in the study Bible, right? In the study Bible, it says that Lord's salvation is available to all, including those with physical disabilities and those from various racial or ethnic backgrounds. As the Son of the Forgiver, the Lord gathers to himself all who responds to him in faith and obedience. All you gotta do is have faith as big as mustard seed. I have a saying here, right, that someone wrote in this book. It says, I have trust issues. I've given so much to others only to have it to be used as a weapon later, whether it's a parent or a best friend. It's hard to give people the benefit of the doubt. I tend to look at my past hurts while trying to prevent them. We always trying to prevent something from not happening again. Oh, well, I'm not going to date again. Oh, well, you a cancer. Oh, yeah, I'm going to stay away from cancers because all cancers hurted me before. You trying to handle something that you got no control over. You know why? Because he fills in the blanks. You know why? Because no matter how many times you try to not fall short, you're going to always fall short. Have you ever been going down the steps and you feel perfectly fine, right? Then all of a sudden your knee or your ankle, like bells out on you and you kind of like, oh, okay. Thank God this little rim was right here, right? You almost fall short. Your body about to leave you hanging. But guess what? God's angel is right there. Got you. Get back up. And that he cast down angels to protect us, you guys. He cast down angels for them to guide us through everything that we don't have the patience or the patience or the understanding to do. Pray for your wisdom and understanding rather than, always praying for God, please let me get a job. Just ask him for better understanding, for better wisdom, for knowledge, in ways that your mind just can't grasp it, like he's the one that does that because he fills in the blanks, you guys. I think that was it on my side. And I just want everybody to know. He doesn't just fill in my blanks. I can make a whole video about how many times he fills in my blanks and how many times he still is. God is so great, man, that even if he doesn't do something that I pray for, I trust that he got something better for me. And I try to tell my friends this all the time, right? I have a group of friends that don't believe in God. I have a group of friends that believe in God, but it's just more of, won't he do it? Oh, thank God when things are going great. But then when things are clashing down on them, they forget who to run to. Then I have a group of friends that actually, that's all they know. And I'm learning from them. But I'm actually learning from all three groups of my friends. Because at the end of the day, we are here in this earth for us to love one another. We are here in this earth for us to worship the Lord and give praise to God. Magnify his name, you guys. You magnify his name by showing love. Love wins every single war. It doesn't matter how big the war is. It's won. It's conquered already. You got it because he fills in every single blank. If your blank isn't filled in, it's because it ain't time to be filled in or because it's not going to be filled in. But he's filling up another blank for you. Figure out your blanks and then ask him to show you his filling of it. Open your eyes and see the world around you and then count your blessings. We could all be better off, but we can all also be worse off. It's all on the way you look at things. Would you give up your life the way Jesus did? He even asked God, Father, is there any other way? I don't want to die. I want to live. I might want kids. That statement could have meant a lot. I ask God that almost all the time. Dawn, is there any other way I can get a better car? Is there any other way I can own a house right now? Is there any other way that I can make more money working less hours? Is there any other way that I can help my son be better? Yo, when I tell you there's so many questions and they're not end-and-answer questions, not end-and-answer, open-ended answer questions. Jeez Louise, that was a tongue twisters. They're actually questions that we just want one answer to. We don't want the truth neither. We want to hear what we want to hear. Just remember, you guys, he fills in all the blanks. It doesn't matter what blanks you're trying to get filled. If they ain't meant to be filled, they ain't going to be filled. Period. If it's meant for you to do anything in this world, you're going to do it. God loves us no matter what. Jesus is there with you no matter what. He's the best bro that you could ever have. I got a brother that lives around the corner from me now and lived around the corner from before where I lived at. And it seemed like the Lord keeps on bringing him closer and closer to me, right? And the more I reach out to him, it's like the more he withdraws back. At the end of the day, that's still my brother. I love him. And I understand God is filling in the blanks. Just accept your blank filling the way God fills them. Accept your life for what God has made it to be. If you think you could be better off, ask God to withdraw things of you that are not of him, And I promise you, he'll start stripping things out of your life that you didn't even think was bothering you or hindering you from the blessings that he had on the other side for you. Sometimes we're taking away our own blessings all because we think we know it all because we think we're right, even though we're wrong spiritually. We all fight in spiritual battles. At the same time, while we're fighting them spiritual battles, we got to remember that putting him first and seeking his kingdom first is the only way we're going to win all of them battles. Because it's not us winning them. It's him winning them. Take care, you guys. And again, thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button.